Now, my kings, breadcrumbing is one of the most dangerous games modern women play. And I know I've mentioned it on here a few times, and I even touched on it a little bit on my previous video, but I decided to go in depth today because I've come to the sad realization that a lot of kings are still falling for this. A lot of kings do not even understand that they are being breadcrumbed. I was speaking to a king some time back, and the harder I tried to let him see reasons to me that he is being breadcrumbed, the harder he tried to let me know that he is not. He couldn't see reasons with me. He couldn't understand the things I was trying to explain to him. Of course, we finally got to the point where he realized it, but it took a lot of time. And that made me realize that kings are still going through these things. Kings are still falling into this trap. Kings are still being played by this art of breadcrumbing. Now, what is even this breadcrumbing that we are talking about? In literal terms, it is just literally saying that women feed you breadcrumbs just to keep you. And this simply means that a woman would give you just enough attention, just enough emotional availability, just enough care, just enough love for you to still stick around. This is where you don't necessarily get the full package of what you should be getting from what you think or believe is a committed relationship, but you do get some of it sometimes, so you feel like, okay, it is fine. At least if she still does it, it means it is possible there is something there, and I just need to do a little better for me to get the full package. Now that is where you get it wrong. Now, why do women even do this breadcrumbing of a thing? A lot of women do it simply for validation, others for ego boost, others for control, so that they can be the ones controlling the pace of the relationship and everything that has to do with that relationship. Whilst others also do it just to have you as a backup plan, which is actually the part where I touched in the previous video. Women can feed you breadcrumbs just to make sure they don't lose you because you are their plan B. And the problem with this is that you might always end up getting played at the end of the day, because it simply means that if plan A works out, there will be no need to use you. I mentioned this in the previous video also. So it is the same way that if she's using you for validation, she will keep feeding you these breadcrumbs until she doesn't need you for that validation anymore. So if she starts getting that validation from somewhere else, she takes the little breadcrumbs she's giving you and starts feeding it to the new person. It is the same way for ego boost. As for the ego boost, it might not even be only you at a time. She might be feeding breadcrumbs to different men at that same time because she needs it to boost her ego. So if all she needs to do is to drop a little love test here, do a little calling here, and some little emotional attention here, just to get that boost, she's going to do it. So you are still getting played regardless. And if her goal also is to control the relationship, that is it. She gets to decide the flow of the relationship because she gets to decide when to be lovey-dovey and when not to be. And guess what? You're going to play along with it because you get that little love bombing that she does to you, where she just, brings all the attention in. That makes you know that she can actually be sweet. And because you are hoping for that sweetness to come, you are okay with managing a little when the sweetness is not there. You feel like you should understand if she's not in the mood to be lovey-dovey. And that is where you end up getting played by this particular game over and over and over again. Now, yes, These are some of the reasons why women feed you breadcrumbs. But how does this affect you? It drains you emotionally, mentally, physically. This is where you put in a lot of effort because, like I said, you've seen the sweetness. So you actually know that this woman can be sweet when she decides to. So you feel like then you need to work extra to make sure that she always decides to be sweet. You feel like maybe it is because you're not doing something. There is something lacking in you. That is why you're not getting the sweet part of her. So whatever it takes for you to bring out that sweetness, you're willing to do it. So you're there putting in a lot of energy and a lot of effort. And most times you end up without any results because you're not even the one in control in the first place. It is not because of you that she's going on and off for you. It is her personal decision. It is for any of the reasons that I already stated. So it is not even about you. And there is nothing you can do to change it. But the problem is you don't realize it. You feel like it is within your power to control. You feel like there is something you can do. So you want to do whatever you can do to fix it. Now it also affects you in such a way that you become confused. Because today she's lovey-dovey, the next day she's not. This minute she's here, the next minute she's nowhere to be found. So you're just confused as to what it is that is actually going on between you and her. You can't even really say what you're doing with her. You can't really be certain that, okay, this is my woman and this is what we are doing. It frustrates you because you put in a lot of effort, you put in a lot of energy to do your best for things to work out and for things to always be good, and then you get no results. So this is how it affects you, and this is actually the things that should make you realize that you're being breadcrumbed. When you start feeling confused, when you start feeling frustrated, when you start feeling drained in a relationship, where you're supposed to be feeling better. A relationship is supposed to actually enhance your life, enhance your experiences, make you happier. But instead of that, it is confusing you, it is draining you, it is frustrating you. You are just putting in a lot of effort and getting no result, putting in a lot of time, investing so much and getting nothing in return. Nothing changes, nothing happens. That should be your sign that you're being breadcrumbed. You're being played. She is using you. So those are your signs. This is how you recognize it. This is how you know that you're being breadcrumbed. And when you realize this, don't go on staying there. If a woman is just stringing you along, she has already shown you just how much value she has for your time. She has already shown you just how much she values you. And that shouldn't be enough for you. You shouldn't be accepting breadcrumbs when you can actually be getting a full meal. So when you realize, when you recognize and you've seen the signs that a woman is breadcrumbing you, get away from that space and invest in women who actually invest back. I always tell you to be willing to match energies. When I talk over here, I'm not here to, ruin relationship. I, for one, love. And I know relationships are good, companionships are needed. But the reason I bring out the sides is because they are the realities of our modern times to start with. And also because you would end up hurt. You would end up not getting what you should be getting from a relationship and love, even after investing so much. And that is why when I talk about these things, it is not like I'm saying you shouldn't treat women well. But what I am saying is treat women who are worth treating well. Treat the women who are treating you well. Reciprocate the energy. See, when a woman is genuinely into you and she wants to really make things work, you would know. You would see the effort. You would see the support. You would see that this woman actually wants this to work. She would also want to do things from her end. She wouldn't just want to be there and have you doing all the work. And that is where the enjoyment of this love, relationship, and companionship actually comes. When you're not the only one carrying the burden of that relationship, it is companionship. It is a partnership. Even the Holy Book says, can two work together except they agree? So for it to work, for it to even make sense, the both parties have to agree, which means this one has to be bringing some effort, the other person has to also be bringing some for it to work out. So don't stay in spaces and invest so much where nothing is coming out. Even if it is a business that you're doing and you're doing this business and it's not yielding results, as a man, you know that the next thing to do is to either try other strategies or try another business. So it is the same way. If you're doing so much and getting nothing in return, don't stay there. Invest in women who understand what it means to be in a relationship, who understand what it means, who values your time and your investment, and also invest. That's it for this video, my kings. This is just something that has been bothering me, literally, that I thought to bring to us today. It is happening. It is real. If you're a king on here who is either experiencing this, have experienced it, or understand what I'm saying, please drop comments below. And please, do yourself that favor. I am not saying it is not going to hurt, especially when you have invested a lot, or when this woman is actually someone you knew. Like for you, that was your last bus stop. You really thought that was the end for you. It is going to be difficult. But you'll be grateful to yourself if you're able to detach now than to invest even more, because you're going to drown deeper in this and still get no result. Please do let me know if you found this video interesting and informative as well. Do watch, subscribe if you haven't done that already. Turn on the notification bell. Like this video. Drop a comment down below. Share this video with your family and friends, and see you in the next one. Bye.